Your mind does not go to sleep when your body does. Your mind is active, always. Even now, as you listen, it is either shaping your destiny or sealing your defeat. There is no pause, no idle, no neutral ground. You will not stumble into greatness by accident. You will not wake up confident, successful, and disciplined just because you wish for it. Thought is power. Thought is instruction. Thought is the cause of every result. And thought never sleeps. If you have planted nothing but noise, confusion, fear, or doubt, it will grow exactly that. You will become what you permit. You will rise or fall by what you have spoken in silence. This is the process by which men build empires, forge unshakable confidence, and become instruments of definite power in a world full of confusion. Transformation will not come by accident or in a single night. It will come by repetition, daily, nightly, unwavering repetition of thought. Belief and command. Just as water smooths stone through endless persistence, so too will your new thoughts carve out the man you have chosen to become. Your mind will no longer be an echo of fear, but a voice of authority. The subconscious mind never sleeps. It does not close its ears when you do. Every man is giving orders, whether he knows it or not. He may not speak aloud, but his dominant thoughts speak for him. They replay failure like a broken phonograph hour after hour, until the mind accepts these patterns as reality and begins to build a life around them. You are never inactive. You are never not becoming something. Every thought permitted is a brick. Every emotion repeated is a blueprint. Every image you hold with feeling becomes form. This is not theory. This is law. The law does not care if you know it exists. It will still build your future in its image. The hours of sleep are the richest soil for mental planting. You have no resistance, no logic to block you, no environment to distract you. Only suggestion, pure raw suggestion. Most men use this time to rehearse disaster. They fall asleep thinking of their failures, their debts, their regrets. They allow television, gossip, worry, or fatigue to pour weeds into the garden of their mind. You will not allow the night to drift by uncontrolled. You will use these sacred hours to instruct your subconscious with purpose. Henry Ford did not dream of failure before bed. He visualized entire assembly systems running efficiently before they were even invented. He became what he believed.
Not because he hoped, but because he repeated it so often that his mind could not conceive otherwise. Thomas Edison did not fall asleep in fear. He often drifted into unconsciousness on his workbench, focused so intensely on solving problems that the solutions would arrive in the night.
He believed success would come, and so it did, because he told his subconscious so. Your subconscious is a receiver. It does not argue. It does not resist. It accepts what is repeated with emotion. Your results are never an accident. They are always a reflection of your dominant inner speech. The world has trained you to think passively. It has taught you that circumstances shape your life. But I tell you now, the truth is the opposite. Circumstance is the effect. Thought is the cause. What you attract is not what you want. It is what you believe, what you repeat, what you emotionally hold in the theater of your mind when no one else is watching. The man who waits for feeling before he acts is a drifter. The man who repeats truth until it becomes feeling is a master. You must master yourself before you can master results. And you must master thought before you can master self. All success is unfamiliar at first. You are building a new pattern. The old you was built through years of unconscious suggestion. You are now building the new you with deliberate thought, chosen affirmation, and repeated belief. Let no thought pass unchecked. Let no fear be rehearsed. Let no doubt be spoken. And if one arises, replace it immediately with truth. Thought repeated becomes belief. Belief repeated becomes habit. Habit repeated becomes identity. And identity shapes every decision, every action, every result. You must not allow the world to choose your identity. You must not allow television, fear, or failure to become your instructors. Your wealth, your relationships, your opportunities, they are all shaped in this sacred silence. You are the sculptor, you are the architect, and the tool you must now wield is autosuggestion, spoken with faith, repeated with certainty, emotionalized with desire. Your mind, like the soil of the earth, does not judge what is planted. It only brings forth what is sown. If you do not plant deliberately, weeds will take root by default. That is the nature of neglected land, and that is the nature of the unguarded mind. Confusion, fear, insecurity, hopelessness. These are the weeds that grow when the gardener is asleep, distracted, or indifferent. The world, being full of noise and opinion, will sow these weeds freely into any mind left open and unattended. Realism is often just the refusal to cultivate thought. It is the language of mental laziness, and it breeds mediocrity. You are not here to let others decide the crop of your life. The water of the mind is repetition with emotion. Dry affirmations do nothing. But when you speak a truth with belief, with vision, and with feeling, you charge that seed with life. The subconscious responds not just to words, but to emotionalized thought. Thought soaked in belief becomes law. Even your self-talk is seed. When you speak, your subconscious listens. When you complain, it takes orders. When you affirm, it builds. When you visualize, it shapes. Your results are not random. They are grown, and you are the grower. Indecision is the slow death of all dreams. It is the silent killer of destiny. Nothing destroys ambition faster than hesitation, and nothing restores power faster than a single bold decision followed by consistent action. A man who decides builds momentum. A man who delays surrenders his will, and no man can command his subconscious while doubting himself. Decision is not a moment. It is a habit. It is the muscle of the mind, and like all muscles, it grows through use. Every night that you go to bed undecided, your subconscious receives the instruction to remain confused. Movement, action, progress. You do not need perfect plans. You need definite action. And if you act from decision, even your errors will become fuel for greatness. Indecision repels opportunity. Decision attracts it. Persistence is not emotion. Persistence is not motivation. Persistence is the daily return to your purpose when no one claps, no one cheers, and no visible result rewards you. It is the unseen work that turns the imagined into the inevitable. Edison failed over 10,000 times. He did not call it failure, he called it instruction. Delay is part of the process. You cannot reap in the same season you sow. If you plant wealth tonight and dig it up tomorrow to check the roots, you have killed the process. The subconscious does not respect the man who gives up, but it builds monuments for the one who keeps showing up. The master builder understands that delay is part of the process. All achievement begins in the mind. Before Rockefeller ever held his first dollar, he had planted the image of vast wealth. The outer must mirror the inner. It has no choice. Your reality is nothing more than the organized reflection of your repeated beliefs. If thought is the seed, then your attention is the hand that plants. Your repetition is the water. Your emotion is the sun, and your subconscious is the soil. You cannot plant defeat and harvest victory. You cannot plant passivity and reap confidence. You cannot plant confusion and expect clarity. The law of mental agriculture is strict, exact, and unforgiving to those who neglect it. But it is generous beyond measure to the man who obeys it. All opportunity is filtered through your identity, and identity is built in the silence of repeated thought. Knowledge is not power. Let no man deceive you. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes real power only when it is organized, specialized, and acted upon with persistence. Controlled attention is spiritual magnetism. It draws ideas, people, and opportunities into alignment with the image you hold in your mind. A drifting mind cannot attract a definite result. Your subconscious does not respond to chaos. It responds to concentration, to repetition, to clarity sustained over time. The man who focuses his mind becomes dangerous. Why? Because all the powers of the subconscious begin to arrange themselves around that thought. All success is built on prolonged, focused thought. It is not built on variety. It is not built on trying everything. It is built on holding one image until it becomes more real than the world around you. You are never truly alone. Though the room is dark and the world has gone quiet, you carry with you the invisible company of every idea you've accepted, every voice you've allowed to speak into your life, every impression you have stored. The question is not if you are influenced, but by whom. A true mastermind alliance begins not with other people, but in your imagination, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the hours when your subconscious becomes most fertile. Imagination, when used with a definite purpose, is not escape. It is designed. It is how you construct new patterns of identity. Cosmic habit force is the mechanism by which your identity becomes automatic. It is how the subconscious mind turns suggestion into reality. The law does not discriminate, it only obeys. So, what will you choose? Every word you speak before sleep is either building you or breaking you. Every image you visualize is either sharpening your identity or scattering it. All change was identity change. All success, all wealth, all confidence, all discipline are expressions of who you believe you are, and you do not believe by chance. You believe through repetition, through reinforcement, through suggestion. You are not describing your past. You are constructing your future. You are building the man in thought before he becomes fact. Transformation is mechanical before it becomes miraculous. You must move through the repetition before you reach the reward. The roots grow before the fruit ever appears. The enemy of progress is not failure, it is abandonment. It is stopping too soon, interrupting the law, halting the momentum before it crystallizes. All transformation happens in silence before it shows up in substance. The world does not reward you for starting, it rewards you for finishing. You have learned that the subconscious never sleeps, that the mind receives its greatest impressions in the hours before rest, that fear grows when thought is passive. But belief becomes law when spoken with emotion and repetition. You have learned that you are the gardener, that your mind is a field of unimaginable richness, and that if you do not plant with discipline, the weeds of doubt and distraction will overrun your soil. You have learned that autosuggestion is the instrument of identity, that what you say to yourself over and over with faith and feeling becomes who you are, and that all great builders of wealth, wisdom, power, and influence have used this very tool nightly until the world obeyed the image they repeated. You have learned that burning desire is not an emotion. It is fuel. It is what drives repetition. It is what makes a man keep going when no one watches, and it is what separates those who try from those who become. You have learned that faith is not hope. It's not religion. It's an emotionalized belief made permanent through command. You have learned that controlled attention is magnetic, that scattered minds repel success, but focused thought calls wealth, clarity, and power into your experience. You have built the skill of concentrating on one idea night after night until it begins to dominate your consciousness. You have learned that all great men remade themselves not in public, but in private, not through events, but through decisions, not through chance, but through nightly programming of the self. Greatness is not an emotion, it's a rhythm. And your future is not a secret, it's a system.